So guys, in today's class, I'll be answering a lot of questions regarding the Bybit P2P business. A lot of people have asked questions regarding how much they can make, how profitable it is, how to get started, how much can you make daily. Like I said, it is very similar to the POS business you do in Nigeria. You buy, you take. But definitely today, I'll be picking random questions that I've gotten from some of the videos I've made in the past. All right. So let's head straight to the first question, which is right here. This person mentioned 500k equals 404 naira. Don't forget, each transfer you receive over 10k the bank deducts 15 naira for stamps. So I made a video apparently, and on that video I did my calculations based on how much I trade the P2P market with, and I said if you are using about 500,000 nairas, you can make about 404 naira in profits for one round. Now, that is not the highest amount you can make because it depends on the market conditions. On some days it can be higher, on some days it can be lower. Now this guy is talking about the fees of 50 naira, and definitely I understand these fees. If you are transferring money from a regular Nigerian bank to another bank, you'll be charged about 26 naira, which is not even up to 50 naira. Okay, and I also mentioned that there are some banks. Look, if you're doing this business, you have to know the banks that don't charge too much fees. For example, OPay, 10 naira, Money Point, a lot of those banks. You do your research. When I do mine, I use Kuda, right? And Kuda to Kuda is free. Okay, sometimes OPay to OPay is free. Money Point to Money Point is free. Then if you are transferring between regular banks to another regular bank, it is 25 naira or 26 naira. Now, even if you are charged 50 naira, it won't eat away your profit, especially if you're using huge amount of capital. Even 500k should be enough. All right. Now, the only time you have fears is when you're trading with like 100k, 150, and it is such a small capital. Then you need to be afraid because when you do a transaction, you are charged 26 naira. If you do about 10 transactions, 260 naira, and all of that. Even at that, you would still make more profit. So I think this person is just asking questions based on because he doesn't know how it works. If it is not profitable, you will not be seeing anybody on the the merchant area. So let's get straight to the next question I received. And must I be online or will it automatically proceed? I think that's what he meant. Okay, so definitely you must be online. All right, it's your business, you must be online, and it will not automatically proceed. When you get orders, sometimes it can be 4, sometimes it can be 1, sometimes it can be 6, based on the kind of merchant you are. You have to process them, you have to make the payment or confirm the payment. If you're making the payment, you have to make the payment and click you have transferred. That is because it is not automatic. Okay, when you receive payment, you have to confirm that you have received a payment, just like you're buying and selling USDT. Okay, so it is not automatic, so you must be online. The system doesn't buy and sell for you. It is your business, so you have to be active. So I guess this answers the question for this particular guy. All right. And the next question said, "Hi, please do you know how to appeal to Bybit to allow post ads, like how to remove restrictions?" Yeah, I've shared how you can appeal on Bybit, and I think I'll put that video in the description. You can go check out how to appeal. Okay, and definitely you can if you have. Although this question is kind of tricky because if you have done something really bad, okay, you have gone against one of their rules, you may be banned from using the P2P. So no matter how much you appeal, you may not be able to post ads again. All right. But then if you have done something and you think you can appeal, or you mistakenly did something wrong, you can actually be forgiven. Okay. So apart from that, you can message the customer service for anything you want, and I've already shared how to message the customer service. Okay. Now let's get straight to the next question. Good evening, sir. Please, can you help me with video on how to register and become a merchant? Thank you. I've made that video and I'll put it in the description also. I'll put that in the description. You will learn how to register for being a merchant. It's a sweet process, like I mentioned. And mind you, we have a class where I teach how you can register for being a merchant, learn how to compete. I think the last topic we taught was how to compete in the market. Okay, so you're going to learn a lot of amazing things on this journey. Okay, so it's very important that you join, but then you can actually do it on your own if you don't want personalized guidance. Okay, so I'll put that video on how to become a merchant in the description. You can go watch it also. If I pay the 1k USDT, can it be withdrawn after I'm a merchant, or is it there forever? This is a very, very important question, and it deserves a full video on its own. Now, the thing is that if you pay the one, normally merchants pay some security deposit in order to create ads, buy ads, sell ads. Although some level of merchants, you don't need so much as 1k. You can use $200 for your general advertiser, okay, which is the basic level. Then the verified advertiser is 1k. The block advertiser can be about 5k. Okay, so for general advertiser it's about 200 USDT, sometimes 100 USDT, depending on how you'll be using Bybit for like previously. Okay, so any amount you pay as your security deposit can be withdrawn whenever you don't want to become a merchant again. Okay, so if you're paying 200 or 1k or 5k, whenever you don't want to do business with Bybit again, you don't want to become a merchant again, they will allow you to withdraw your 1k. In fact, the main reason why you are depositing a 1k is some merchants are funny. They carry out funny practices on the app. So if you have cheated somebody or you have done wrong, Bybit can take money from that amount you have deposited to settle who you've cheated or who you've done wrong to, especially when it has to do with financial damages. Okay, so the security deposit is like collateral. If you cannot repay the bank, that money you have staked as collateral will be deducted from. I hope you understand what it means. So when you don't want to do business again, they allow you to withdraw your money, and it's so simple. Okay, it's very easy and very simple. Now the next question is, please, I need clarification. A guy that's already into merchants told me 1000 USDT for me to get open verified P2P. Okay, I think I get what he means. He simply means that somebody told him, is it true that you need 1k to become a merchant? Okay, now I answered this question within the last slide. I told you that it is not all merchants that you need 1k. Some of them you just need 200, some of them you need about 500, some of them 5k, some of them 1k. So depending on what you can afford and the level you can start with, everybody starts with 200, 500, sometimes it's even free. If you have been using Bybit for a very long time, it can be free for you. Somebody like me, when I became a merchant, we didn't pay anything. Okay, but now you are being asked to pay. So definitely now you'll be asked to pay based on the level of merchant you want to start with. The most basic level, which is the general merchant, is about 200 USDT, which I mentioned. The verified advertiser is 1000 USDT, which I also mentioned. And the last one, block advertiser, is 5000 USDT as security deposit. It doesn't mean you are paying them. It means that you are using that money as a security deposit, which I explained. Whenever you don't want to do it again, you can absolutely withdraw from it. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. The next one is, thank you for this, but my question is, why do the merchants with Jay's Bank have higher rates? Now, there's a bank called Jay's Bank, and I think it's a bank in Nigeria. Now, some merchants who use this Jay's Bank normally do have funny rates. It can be so high, it can be so low, and many times they used to draw victims and delay you. So it's better for me. I don't open order with people who are using Jay's Bank, because many times their offers are too attractive and they just want to delay you. And what they do, not all of them actually, but most of them, what they do is that they put that Jay's Bank and put a very high offer. Maybe they can tell you, sell your USDT for 1.8 when the normal price of USDT is about 1.4. Okay, and when you click on it, they will, to sell your USDT, they will try to claim they have paid you, and you will start going back and forth until Bybit settles the issue. So their aim sometimes is to win you, so Bybit will give them your USDT that you did not pay for. So I hope you understand that. Why some of them are genuinely using the Jay's Bank for business, but they are very few. So I just try as much as possible to avoid using the Jay's Bank. All right, but if there are further updates regarding that, I'll let you know. Now, this doesn't mean that this bank is bad. No, it's a very cool bank, but I don't patronize merchants who use it on the Bybit P2P. Okay. Now let's go straight to the next question, which says, but I don't understand. But what I don't understand is, Shay, I will have to confirm the payment before I release the USDT, or is it automatically? Somebody asked this similar question at the beginning of this class, and I mentioned, yes, it is not automatic. You have to confirm manually. It's your business. It's like the POS business in Nigeria. If somebody in the POS business, people come to deposit and withdraw. All right. So you just keep your POS machine on the table, and when they come, they just do it by themselves. It's not automatic. You have to collect their card, right? In the same way, you have to confirm a payment for somebody who wants to buy your USDT, and in the same way, you have to make a payment for people. So for somebody who wants to sell USDT to you. So it is not automatic. It is the only part that is automatic is once you have confirmed the payment, the USDT leaves your wallet to the person's wallet because you have confirmed. But you must confirm, which makes it not automatic. Okay. So I think let's go to the next one. So the question now is, how will we be doing the stamp duty charges for everybody that transfers? We will remove 15 naira. Like I've mentioned, yes, people have this issue, 15 naira charges, but then if you are using high amount of capital, you won't even recognize this fee. Okay. For example, I made a video some few weeks ago about, now this is not financial advice because I don't want it to sound like it's a guaranteed income or get rich quick scheme. Okay. I just do it based on what I do. Okay. What I experience. If I'm trading with about 1 million naira, I made a video some days back that I could be seeing about 900, let's say 900 naira to about 1,200 naira per transaction. For per round, you can go as much round up as possible based on how good you are, based on how long you've been in the business. Okay. So imagine I'm making 1,200 naira and I'm being charged for like 50 naira, and all of those charges can be like maybe 4 transactions or 5 or 6 transactions. That's about 300 naira out of my 1-2. So you're making a pure profit of around 600 naira, give or take. So depending on how much you are working with, and again I mentioned the bank you are using. Not all bank charges you 15 naira. So you have to find the bank that don't charge you so much. I use Kuda, I use Pampay, I use MoneyPoint. This is because most people use OPay, Pampay, Kuda, MoneyPoint. And if I'm transferring from my Kuda to your Kuda, it is free. For my OPay to your OPay, it's sometimes 10 naira or free. MoneyPoint to MoneyPoint is sometimes free or 10 naira. It is not as much as 15 naira. You only have charges of 15 naira when you are using Access Bank, Diamond Bank, UBA, all those big commercial banks. They will charge you so much. Okay, so that is why you have to do your research on banks that don't charge you so much. I'm giving you an example right now. Okay, so let's get straight to the next one, which is, thanks for sharing. I'm from Ghana, and what is the minimum amount one can use to start P2P with? Also, do we need to make a fixed deposit on Bybit before we can start this business? Yeah, the fixed deposit is the security deposit I mentioned. Okay, you need to do it, and like I also said, you can withdraw this money when you're no longer interested. Okay. Also, how much capital you need in Ghana, I don't have that information for now, but you can just follow the video. I made a video about how to learn P2P in about 15 minutes. Follow the video. From there, you will know how much you need, but you need about $100 and above. If you don't need anything less than $100, will not work. So I don't know how $100, what is the worth of $100 in Ghanaian cedis right now. Okay, but in Nigeria it's about 150,000 nairas. Okay, so whatever $100 is in your country's currency, that is the minimum you can use. But then it's a small capital, so you need something higher than that. Okay. Now don't forget that this is not financial advice, because you can do your own research. I'm only sharing from my experience. P2P business is a sweet business, and I've been able to work on several P2P businesses. Binance, KuCoin, Bybit, many of them. So I can answer any question you have. Also, I mentioned that we have a class. Don't forget, if you want to join that class, just go to the description. You'll find my WhatsApp link or Telegram link, any one of them, or my email, you can just send me a message. Definitely, I will see it. And the fee to join is about 20 USDT, and it's actually very, very affordable for you because you get more than you are paid for. Okay, so the next one is, please sir, the one round you're talking about is it your ability to do it repeatedly, or it depends on how many customers you get in a day? Because some days you may not get as much buy and sell orders. Now, you've asked two questions. The one round you're talking about is your ability to do it once. In a day, you can do it 20, 30, 40, 50 times. But I have to mention that if you are starting out, don't expect to do it so much, because people will not patronize you too much, because they don't trust you, they don't know you, you are new, you have low amount of orders. So slowly, once you have spent 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, your orders will grow and people will start liking patronizing you, and you can do more orders. So if I said I made 800 naira in one round, it means in one round of plenty of it means if I buy one, let's say, okay, now let me explain it well. Let's say 1000 USDT is my capital, okay, my trading capital, and I've done my business one round. I made 800 naira. This is an example, okay, because you make more than 800 naira with 1000 USDT. Okay, this means that when I buy USDT worth of $1000 and I sell it, I make 800 naira. That is what one round means. So how many times can you buy and sell in a day? So you now say, if you want to go 10 times, it means 8,000 naira per day. If you want to go 20 times, it means 16,000 naira per day. So like I said, people can go 10, 20, 30 rounds depending on how long and how fast you are in confirming and receiving payments. So guys, I think I've gone too far, but let me just keep answering all the questions because I think there are still more of them. So this one said, Bybit said I should trade USDT for a certain amount of time before I can be able to create ads. But how do I make that trade without making losses to qualify to create ads? Now, the truth is that to qualify to create ads, you must make losses. Now, this gets me correctly. Okay, at the beginning, you cannot create ads. You're just starting out. There are requirements that you must meet before you will be able to before you be accepted into the ads program. Okay, those requirements are simply you need to have more than 80% completion rate, and you need to have maybe more than 10 orders. Okay, so before you achieve 80% completion rate, that means you have to buy USDT on the buy side and sell USDT on the sell side. When you buy USDT on the buy side and you sell it on the sell side, because you want to meet the requirement, you make little losses because it is not profitable. Okay, it's not profitable to meet the requirement, but it's profitable to do the business. I hope you understand my point. So this means that, let's say I'm a beginner, I want to start this business right now. I don't know anything. I have zero completion rate, but Bybit is telling me that I need 80% completion rate before I am qualified. Okay, so this simply means that if I go to meet the requirement, I'll buy, I'll sell. When I buy and sell, I'll find that I have 20% completion rate. If I have if I have 10,000 naira to buy and sell, I can make like 20 naira loss. But I don't mind the losses because I'm trying to meet the requirement so I can be accepted into the ads program. When I'm accepted into the ads merchant program, I can now start making the profit. So definitely, when you are trying to meet the requirements to be able to become a merchant, you will make small losses. It can be 20 naira, it can be 30 naira, it can be 10 naira, it can be 100 naira, and it's okay. It's a cool deal because it's just like the fee you are paying to be qualified. Okay, so let me get straight into another one. I love this class, planning to start with 200k, and this is cool because 200k is more than the minimum amount to start with, which is about which is about 100 USDT I mentioned. All right, guys, so I think this is the last question for today. I will bring out more questions. You can ask more questions down below this, okay? And like I mentioned, we have a class for P2P merchants. If you're already a P2P merchant, you can join. If you are not, then you can also join, but then it's a paid class and you're going to learn a lot of things. So sincerely, P2P business is profitable. I've learned a lot. I've also made a lot, and I've also graduated into being a Quidax merchant, KuCoin merchant, Binance merchant, and a merchant on like 14 exchanges. And I've shared a lot of experiences on how this business works. Now, this is not a get rich quick scheme. Okay, so if you're looking for quick money, this class is not for you. You need to learn that it's a business, it's a strategy. You need to know the timing, competition, and all of that. So don't join with the mind of I must make this daily, or I must make that daily. Okay, this is purely for business persons. So I'm going to attach all the relevant links in the description, and in case you don't see anyone, please kindly remind me. I will just quickly attach it. Okay, for now, I'll see anyone guys tomorrow. Have a very wonderful and bright day.